Hey, what's up soldiers? My name is GregFPS and welcome back to another video here today on my channel. This is the second upload for the day, and today guys, we're going to be diving into some storyline information. Basically, I want you guys to talk back about what you think this all means, because I'm still confused by it. So without further ado, let's get right into it guys. So first of all, in the end of the Gorod Krovi Easter egg cutscene, we see that Nikolai 1.0 shoots Nikolai 2, or the Origins Nikolai, in the chest plate. Now, before he even shoots, that bullet hole has already been there. That bullet hole in Nikolai, or Origins Nikolai's chest plate, has already been there since Origins. We even see this in the Origins intro cutscene. So we already know that this has taken place, and we know that there's some sort of cycle going on, because we still are yet to be aware of what those freaking blood files mean, but we know that they are definitely important. Now, I would say that it's possible that since Nikolai has already been shot here, then the other characters have already collected their souls, and they've done this multiple times. This is not the first time that they're doing this, and it's pretty crazy, because does this mean that Nikolai has already tailored exactly what he's going to say to trigger Nikolai 1.0 to shoot him? Or is it possible that Nikolai could say something different and he never gets shot in the first place? Now, that's a whole nother thing to think about, but at the same time guys, if Nikolai keeps on getting shot in the same spot, is it possible that they don't actually remember and they are starting over and they completely forget about what is going to happen? We also have the cipher that is on Shadows of Evil that has been repeated so many times here on my channel, because this directly ties into everything. And it says on Shadows of Evil, although they have discovered the way, Primus will fail. So Primus is going to fail. They've already failed. They're starting over. This has already happened before, and what is going on, guys? I want to know your thoughts on this, because my mind gets blown every time this is brought up and I think about this, because if Nikolai was already shot there and they're going back in time, Primus is going to fail, so they need to restart somehow. We have the blood vials. Is that what they're using to reset? I think it's safe to assume at this point that, yeah, probably. The blood vials are definitely going to be the reason why we reset. That's why Richtofen has Sal DeLuca and Finn O'Leary's blood, because we're going to use that somehow, because Mob of the Dead is in a loop, and a lot of people are even alluding that Mob of the Dead was kind of the basis in a small way of how this story is going to play out for the origin storyline for these characters. You know, we see Mob of the Dead is so important. According to Jason Blundell, it is so important. So this is very interesting, because we see this. There's a loop. What is going on, guys? I don't know. And we're in a cycle and we keep failing. So are we going to be playing in DLC 4 and fail, and that's part of the Easter egg? We fail and then we complete it and everything's good? Or are we going to, you know, be the one time where we actually complete it and Primus doesn't fail? Or is it set in stone that Primus is always going to fail? Because we know that the characters, they know the way, but they will fail. So obviously Richtofen must know something, and this is another thing to think about. The Chronorium is what Richtofen was learning about between Shadows of Evil and the Giant, or Origins and the Giant. There was a period of a few years between there, and Richtofen has been learning about the Chronorium. The Chronorium is kind of the set of books, or a book that lets us know all the information going on within the universes, with the Keepers, things like that. What if the Chronorium was actually recordings of what has happened, and the person who wrote the Chronorium has experienced these things, written it down, gone back in time and experienced them again and written in it, and then go back in time, basically keeping a journal of exactly what happens when you do a certain thing, and it's always written down and recorded. Maybe Richtofen has used the Chronorium to kind of set up a plan, and then if he tries something, he could write it down in the chronorium, go back to it, see what he did wrong, and then try something different. I feel like it's one of those things that's kind of like a check and balance. So basically, if something doesn't work, okay, they need to go back, they need to recheck this, they need to do something else in order to keep in mind. Now, I'm not specifically saying that Richtofen wrote the chronorium, or the fact that Richtofen wrote in the chronorium, but I feel like this has already happened before. Now, we don't know who exactly was the one that wrote it. It can be presumed that, you know, Dr. Monty is some sort of being, he's a god, and that's really confusing as well. But I feel like the chronorium was specifically something that lets us know which way to go, and we have to keep going back and forth to see how this is going to play out. So basically, I just want to present you guys with this kind of theory, I suppose. It's more of like, what the hell is going on? So if you guys have any thoughts about what this means, why was Nikolai already shot in that exact spot, and then he has that bullet mark since Origins on that chest plate, and he gets shot in that exact spot? Because we know that Jace Blundell has known this whole storyline before Origins was even released. They wrote this entire thing, and it's really confusing, honestly. This literally boggles my mind every single time I think about it. So I want to know your thoughts, guys. This is crazy to think about. Are we going to play in the one instance that premise does not fail, or are we gonna fail and then fix it and then not fail? It's so confusing, guys. What do the blood vials mean? Why is Nikolai's bullet hole so significant? Is it really important, or is it not important at all? I feel like the origin storyline is in a cycle and it needs to be broken, and we're gonna do that somehow, and the blood vials play a pivotal point in this. But what does it actually mean? Let me know your thoughts, guys. My name is GregFPS. Have a great day, and I will see you later. Earlier today, I uploaded a video playing Pokemon Zombies. It's a custom World at War Zombies map. It's pretty cool. Check it out if you want. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later, and peace.